Hello, good morning. It's a Saturday morning, and I think I've got a bit of like sort of one or two articles, items of news regarding myself and that gambling thing I was talking about. Yeah, I went back and did some more gambling, and to cut a long story short, I turned about 300 quid into 1,400 quid, which I had all sat there neatly in the bank until yesterday. And it was I kept £400 back in one account because I've got two accounts, and I kept the other 1,000 in another one. But I put it all back and more besides. It's a long story, very very short. But that's not really the point of this particular video. What I wanted, the aim of this, and the reason I'm doing this, is because I've just been sat jumping to myself about it all and thinking aloud and everything. And this is like a pessimistic. There's an optimistic. It's like hope, really, in what I'm trying to say. Um, and that is that, basically, I've got down now to 74 quid. Yesterday, I had 1,400, and I've gambled it all away. And I said to myself, just, and that's why I'm at it, putting this down, because let's face it, video's the new pen and paper. I might have wrote this down in times gone by. And basically, it's the nature of addiction. What is it, And as I was sat unfolding it in my mind, I sort of realised that once you understand the nature of addiction, it's the battle half won. That is to say, because let's face it, I've been ever so miserable through gambling, and the reason I've become miserable through gambling is because I've lost all my money, you see. And for a few months, I've been losing everything. And I said to myself, this time I wasn't going to lose everything. And so far, I haven't lost everything, but I've lost a fair bit. But it's one long learning process. And like I say, the nature of addiction, understanding the nature of addiction is a battle I've won. Now, I'm not one of these brain boxers that, somebody said to me recently that the it's hard to, how are you going to crack addiction on your own? Addiction's deeply ingrained and you can't get rid of it. At the time, I thought, what are you talking about? I'll do it and everything. But I kind of see what she's saying in a way. And that's what I'm going to sort of like try and address. And that is that, like I say, I'm going to keep repeating this. Understanding the nature of addiction is the battle half won. Now, I've had a gambling addiction, sort of like thing, problem even, since I was a kid. And I used to steal money from my mum and dad when I was a little kid to go to amusement arcades and try and get the thing, the number three or whatever it was I was looking to try and get. And it not coming. And I never told anybody. I didn't even tell my mum and dad. I don't know if they knew where the money was going and what was happening. I think they thought I was a drug addict, which brings me to the central point of understanding addiction, and that is really, in essence, it's drugs. Whether it's sweets, which you start off, oh Smarties, oh Opal fruits, oh fruit comes when you're little, and even sort of strawberries. Which is God, if you think about it, God starts us off with addiction while we're in the cradle almost, which won't suit somebody if they're religiously minded. Oh, today you would blaspheme God like that, which I can't be dealing with people like that. I call it pedantry. But anyway, the thing is, like, what I've, and I'm going to say it again, mantra almost, understanding addiction is the battle half won. And there's a simple reason for that. And that is that, and I come to regard it I've been thinking about it, as unfortunate that gambling, especially online gambling, where the money can go exponentially. You can go from, let's say, £100 to £1,000 in seconds, and less than seconds, exponentially, and it goes ever so quickly, and it mounts up quick, and so you get a dopamine hit. So I've got other things installed on my computer, apps, games like Solitaire, for example, and I've noticed that I can get quite lost in it, and Sudoku, I get quite lost in it, and that's free dopamine, really. It's getting you there. It's addressing that dopamine hit that you want, and I can be just as happy, I think, with just free apps, games, and that. But I can get me dopamine when I don't have to pay for it. So if you think about it, gambling, in a way, it's got the seeds of its own destruction within it. Because you can come off it by understanding it. Same as I say, it's the understanding of addiction, which is the battle of one. So I'm going to carry on. I'm not going to. I'm going to keep on rambling on this for a little bit longer. I mean, I could just stop it there, but I'm not going to because there's other things I want to say. And so, I mean, for instance, now I've got 70 quid left, and I'm saying to myself already, if I gamble responsibly, as they're always telling you, then I can take 10p hits and still get a hit. So it kind of intrigued me, the fact that I can make £1,000 and still not be happy. Poor me. I mean, as if to say, this is such a swizz that even though I've had a fair bit of dopamine, I'm still wanting more, which led me to the conclusion that it wasn't the money that I was trying to achieve, really. Well, money doesn't really matter that much. It's more the dope that you get. I mean, if you think about it, you can't really get a dopamine hit out of a wad of money, a pile of money that high. Won't do it for you. It's only when you actually transmute it into goods and services, so to speak, whether it's gambling, whether it's Smarties, whatever it is, it's those things that give you the hit. And it also made me realize, and I'm going to say this, that not only that, me as a person, because basically when your gambling sort of well runs dry and you can't gamble anymore, you're bereft. And you probably didn't need to be beforehand. You can sort of like address the whole thing beforehand and say to yourself, I get high over the bloody sun coming up in the morning, which I do. I mean, it's not going to say, oh, that's a dumb excuse, but I think Jesus pointed to that. And not only that, it's inherent in Jonah and the whale, and there's one or two things that point to a very similar understanding. Jesus said, an adulterous and sinful generation asks for a miraculous sign, but no sign shall be given other than that of Jonah in the fish and that type of thing. Now, you can say what you like about that, but the fact of the matter, the thing, what I want to say on that is that there is enough beauty in nature, there's enough beauty in the universe to give you a dopamine hit, all for nothing. You haven't had to pay a penny for it. So if you think that gambling and money, making money, is going to be a well that will, once dried up, rob you of dopamine and that, you got it in nature. I mean, I wake up sometimes, I get up in the morning, I'm waiting for the sunrise, and when the sun comes up, I think, hallelujah, like I've had a hit of a drug. So it's the same thing. And I believe in what I'm saying. I'm going to say there was just a bike outside. I often think about the bikes are there to try and rob you of things. But that's what I'm saying. There's all sorts of things in nature that give you a dopamine hit. Seems like looking forward to the seasons. Even if, they'll come and they'll go. You look forward to spring, you look forward to summer, you look forward to autumn, you look forward to winter. And they come, you think, yes, isn't winter nice? Everything goes nice and cold. People are all rushing around their own business. Dope. Winter, autumn. Kids, bloody Halloween masks, all that palaver. Can't get off on that. What's all you? Spring, little lambs in the field. Okay, so we eat them probably, but meh. Dope, 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 dope. It's already there in nature. So I mean, I could stop at that point. I think I've covered everything pretty much. Whether or not I've elaborated on every single point is another matter. But yeah, that's that. About all I'm going to say really for now. I'm tired. I've got a cup of coffee.